The Egoist, a London literary magazine published from 1914 to 1919, was a literary magazine considered today one of England's most important modernist periodicals. Having initially stemmed from Dora Madston's feminist magazine, The Free Woman, the Egoist had three stages of transformation, from The Free Woman in 1912 to The New Free Woman in 1913 to The Egoist from 1914 to 1919. Though initially The Free Woman might have been resurrected under the same name, it instead became The New Free Woman due to the fact that it was a new magazine with more literary and philosophical concerns. Stated by editor Marsden, "The New Free Woman is not for the advancement of women, but for the empowering of individuals, men and women. It is not to set women free, but to demonstrate the fact that freeing is the individual's affair and must be done firsthand." Materializing the journal's literary section, The New Free Woman included substantially more and better literary content, especially poetry from the Transatlantic Imagist group, as well as translation and excerpts of contemporary French authors. Once the new magazine's existence was guaranteed, Ezra Pound was invited to help expand its literary pages. Pound offered his involvement on the condition that his section would remain independent from Marsden and West, and that he would pay authors himself through the poet and patron John Gould Fletcher. Scholars disagree on how to interpret Pound's role in the magazine. However, Le Garnier admits, "It did appear that by the end of 1913, the paper was divided into two distinct sections around Pound and Marsden. Thus, some have viewed the entrance of Pound as a male takeover of a previously feminist magazine." Under Pound's influence, the title was changed to The Egoist in honor of Max Stirner's The Ego and His Own, which attempted to emphasize that just as the egoist is free from other categories of identity, he is also unaffected by his gender. In addition to Pound's male influence, in June 1917, T.S. Eliot, introduced by Pound to the publication, took over as assistant editor. Deeply invested in his work as a literary critic, Eliot endeavored in a series of essays and reviews to influence the direction of English literature. In many pieces, he worked through ideas that would culminate in his better-known works of criticism, especially his famous Tradition in the Individual Artist, which appeared in the final two issues of The Egoist. Collected in his volume, The Sacred Wood, Eliot's tradition gained access to an exceptionally larger readership over time, and powerfully influenced what would become the New Criticism, an important school of literary analysis in the 20th century that directed attention to the workings of poetic form over the personality and personal story of the poet. Despite the new potential Eliot introduced into the magazine, Weaver was taxed by her work as editor for both the journal and the publishing company. The magazine continued to decline financially, and Weaver was forced to ultimately cancel publication in December 1919. Although The New Free Woman and The Egoist did not succeed in the long run, its 6-year run published many of the best-known modernist authors and critics of the time, allowing them to develop into the figures we appreciate today.